Howdy, everybody. It is episode 83 of Video Ruts. Aaron and Todd with you. Todd looking clean shaven today. Not clean shaven, but you did something. What'd you do? Is it just the hat?
Yeah, the hat, no hat. I have one of those skull shavers I use
Uh-huh.
every day.
Yeah, those little
So
like rolly,
shavers,
those like
yeah,
rolly things that you just kind of like.
shave your skull, yeah,
But is it like it almost looks like people are massaging their heads? It looks so
yeah.
like
It's like
micro blades.
yep. It's,
So
it's
is it
just like a electric razor, but for your head. So
so you can't really nick yourself. You can't really like. Does it chafe you? Is it like it's got to have the smallest blades?
yeah, and you have to clean it out pretty often. But I like it because I like stubble. I don't like clean like baby butt shaving.
So remind everybody, some people that don't have hair, like that are legit bald, might wonder why a guy who's not like bald, like shave his head. Like, you'd think you'd want to hold on to your hair. So why have you just said, "Hey, I'm just gonna like shave my head"?
So I started shaving my head like 8-9 years ago,
It's been
and
a while.
I just didn't want to pay for haircuts anymore. And then
But
I
even
kind of
that, but you don't have to go clean bald. Like I've done that too. But yeah, because you have to go Curious George. If you don't go clean bald, then you're just gonna have like that one length Curious George, and
yeah.
it's okay initially, but then it grows out real weird. But
Well, I have a little bit of thinning, but my dad's completely, I mean, bald. So I'm just like starting early because I know it's just gonna go. So nobody will think twice once I lose it.
pretty much since like all that lockdown stuff, when I had to like cut my own hair it's like,
Oh
for the
God,
first
for
time in a
that.
while. Yeah, didn't everybody had to. What was the option? Like, what was the
Mhm.
alternative? We were all just cutting our own hair. And I remember the first time I got the wife to cut my hair, and it was so weird. I'm like, I need a haircut, and I kind of spoiled myself by getting regular haircuts, man. I had a card, right, a punch card. I'm like, I'm getting them like regularly, and I never used to do that. I just let my stuff grow out wild for the longest time, but yeah, and then I was kind of spoiled with that, and she gave me a haircut, and it didn't go so great, so I ended up having just to like buzz it, take it pretty close to the skin, not quite like you, but maybe like a one, like all over my head, and then during that whole period I learned to kind of do it, and then it wasn't super fancy. Like I wouldn't just do the Curious George. I learned to sort of blend. I learned to do like a four on top. I wouldn't bother with scissors, but I'd do like a 4 or 5 on top, and I learned to blend like a 2 or a 1 on the sides, and it wasn't the best. Like, a guy's not going to notice, especially I wear a hat a lot. But like, you take a magnifying glass to it, you'd probably see, look at that shit right there, that hack job. But I learned to do it, and I've been guilty of doing it a few times since all that ended too. I literally pay for maybe one out of every 3 haircuts now.
Mm.
So I still like to get my haircut, but I don't know.
I look
Sometimes it's not
terrible.
worth
I
it.
look terrible with hair though, so I'm fine bald.
Yeah. Well. So pardon me. I don't have a cough button. I don't know. Where's the mute button? This thing. There it is. I wish I had a button, dude. I don't want to click the mute button. That's not as effective. I need a little like you
You
work
have
a
a
call
touch
center,
screen, dude?
like a call center job.
Yeah.
We'll see if I can test it. See, I hit the cams.
That's
That's what
video.
happens. That's what happens. I hit the stop cam button, so I
Um,
can't do. It doesn't work because I have I coughed, and then my mouse like dragged over with my body. But anyway, what's up,
old head
everybody?
right here.
Yeah, exactly. What's up, Silhouette? What's up, Ishmael? What's up, Mendoza? What's up, Sean? Uh, you guys were chatting it up before we were waiting. Sorry, guys, I got a cough, man. Hey, a side note, I'm also starting to suspect I have. I don't even know. Is it a flag word to say the C word? Not
I
the
don't
C
know.
word.
I don't know. Is it? It
Like,
might be.
talking about lockdown, but I'm starting to think I have symptoms of long C, because I've had these problems, these coughing problems, and I haven't really noticed. I've been hacking up a fucking storm for the longest time, and I've just gotten so used to it. And at first it's like, oh, some kind of allergies, but no, it's not going away, man. I'm like hacking up all the way through the night, hacking up all kinds of phlegm, dude. I'm always constantly got like a spit bucket near me, and I started thinking like, is this like is this like because of that?
Yeah, you're used to the short and stubby C.
Yeah. Okay. Todd would know. He's the one delivering it. But
Uh,
Anyway, regardless, what's up, everybody? Yeah, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna talk. So we took last week off. We both had schedule. I had a scheduling conflict. I had to talk with. We're doing the sound process now. We finished the edit finally. That was a headache. Uh, all it's like anything you plan for and any dates that I set never are met. It's like everything goes long. If it's just a whole thing. But now we're entering the sound, and I'm officially starting work on that. And so I had to talk with that guy last Wednesday, right at the normal time we record. Todd couldn't make it up Thursday, so we just decided to take the week off. It wasn't a big deal because it was kind of nice to just
Yeah,
kind of
no,
hit.
that's what I was saying. Like we do it like once a year, so I mean,
It's nice to hit the reset, and we have stuff to talk about. So let's. But the segments are back today. Even before that, when we got done with Romero month, we had a couple episodes where we didn't even do the segments, just kind of like knocking the rust off. But now I think we're back in full swing. So it's gonna a little bit. It's gonna be more like business usual today. We got the segments. We're gonna talk about what we've been watching, news if Todd has any. But I've got a couple things we could chat about. What have you been watching?
well, one of the films I've been watching, we'll talk
Besides
about
what we're
more
going to talk
tonight.
about, the meat of our show today, we're going to talk about Late Night with the Devil. That's going to be our topic. We watched it last night, but go ahead. Aside from that,
Uh, is The Last Castle? Rewatch that. Have you
oh,
watched it
okay.
yet?
I still haven't watched it yet.
It's great. I love it. I mean, Robert Redford is a stud in it. So, I mean, he's never been a great actor, but he's always the actor your grandmother loves. So, I watched that. What else I've been watching? Not a whole lot, man. I've been babysitting kids and soccer practices, soccer games, and it's been crazy. It's been nice to be able to watch a couple movies this past week, but yeah, I haven't really been watching a whole hell of a lot else.
So how often are your kid? Because last week your kid's soccer game was on a Thursday. Does he have games every Thursday?
We got Thursday, we got Saturday, and then Mondays occasionally. So
It's every Thursday, Saturday, and Monday.
yeah, well, occasionally Thursday. Well, last week got rained out because we had a freaking tornado last week.
Oh, so we
So
could have done it. We could have rescheduled. Oh, okay. Uh, so next week you have a game. Next Thursday.
I'll check the schedule. I think so.
Okay, I might have to try and get you to wiggle with me a little bit because these Wednesdays are tough for me, at least right now, because of with work and stuff like that. If I need, I mean, sometimes it can work. It's just a fucking headache. Do you have any flexibility for the occasional Tuesday and or Thursday, one or the other? If I need,
I will let you know this weekend.
all right, let me know. But okay, yeah, it's nice. The only thing I don't know if you've been watching. The only thing we watched is I haven't been in a movie mood because we've been watching series and stuff. And in bed, we watched Fallout, and I never played the games, so
I
like
have
usually, of course, a little wary of game property stuff. Obviously, the history is shown, but everybody was talking about how good Fallout was and how close it was to the game, and I'm like, well, I've never even played the game, so let's see how much I enjoy it. Because sometimes with those properties, you kind of have to have played the games or whatever it is they're doing because to appreciate it, because it's a lot of like references, and it's really not that great on the surface. It's just kind of fan service. But I watched this as a total outsider, and we binged it in a week, dude. It's so
Mm.
good, so good. And I didn't mind it because I'm like, I read that the series has nothing to do with the games. Like it's its own story. So
Is
it
it just
just kind of
post-apocalyptic type of show or what?
yeah, it's about these people that live in a fallout shelter. A huge bomb went off like in the 40s or 50s or whatever, and it's like 200 plus years after that, and rich society grew up in a fallout shelter, and then the poor people pretty much stayed up top on the surface. And after 200 years, you can understand that up top's like Mad Max. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's really good, man. We really enjoyed it, and people say it captures the tone of the game. I wouldn't know it, but the show is it's just enough comedy, like it's tongue in cheek. It's obviously got a lot of social commentary and it's a lot of satirical stuff, but it's got a lot of like over the top gratuitous violence that's like
Mm.
Tarantino silly, like in a good way. Like it's just you
Yeah.
know, yeah, it's just a lot of fun. Did anybody watch that? Yeah, Silhouette, the head squish scene in episode 3 was wild. It's great, dude. I was ready for more. I was kind of sad that the first season ended. It's eight
What's that on
episodes.
Amazon?
Yeah, it's a Prime show, so it should be
Okay.
fairly easier for people to watch it because I think most people have Prime, and
Yeah.
so it's easier to have that than like HBO or something. Yeah, it was really good, man. I liked all the characters. Everybody's great. Even Walter Goggins, that guy who's he's great. He's like in everything now. What was he in? Hateful Eight, and didn't have a small part in Tarantino's Once Upon a Time, I think. And uh, Walter Goggins is great. He plays in the past. He was like kind of like the Leonardo DiCaprio, like the cowboy star, doing like the ads and doing the old like rawhide TV shows, and and he's around in the future. Not to give away too much, but it's really good, man. I recommend it, and the lady loved it. Let me see what you mean, even. Yeah. But it's good. That's all we've been watching though. At night, so when we were finishing that up, I would just kind of chill in bed and watch like an episode or two before I go to bed of Seinfeld. I'm just kind of in a Seinfeld mood.
Yeah.
So I've been going through that whole series, and I'm on season 6 or 7 right now. 7 I just started. So you ever do that? You just kind of get into an old show again and you just like kind of go through the motions and cycle through it.
Yeah. Hold on. I'll show you what I've been watching.
All right. Did you change your setup since I last saw you, like with your box sets up top, or was it like
I
that?
I had to get rid of a shelf, so I had to throw some box sets back there. Saved by the Bell
Is that DVD or Blu-ray?
DVD.
Oh, you've been
But
watching that?
it's the complete. It has all the Good Morning Miss Bliss. It has all the bonus. It has the college years, all the movies. Yeah.
Nice.
It's the
When you watch that now, do you get sad thinking about Dustin Diamond?
No.
Like, why not?
I always forget he's dead, dude.
But like, man, like what happened to that guy and that weird fallout and all the crazy stuff he was going through, and then he kind of dies quietly of cancer, and I don't know, it's really kind of sad.
Yeah, the porno or whatever he made.
Yeah, the Dirty Sanchez, he did it to his
Yeah.
lady. Yeah, Silhouette. Always watch Saved by the Bell with caffeine pills.
Mm.
Yeah, Saved by the Bell. I don't know, man. There's been a time where I went when it was streaming somewhere. I don't remember if it was like a Hulu thing at one time, but years ago, I went through a phase where I just kind of went through all those because it is a certain. I still stand by that it's a shit show, but it's
Oh,
comfort food.
I love it.
It's comfort food. Even if people hate it, people our age, everybody has seen every episode because it was on before school. For everybody, like during our age, you'd wake up before you'd hit the bus or whatever it was. Saved by the Bell, they were running it like at 6 in the morning or 5 in
And
the
then
morning.
4 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just always on, man, and they knew what they were doing with those slots, I think. And
Hey, speaking of early morning stuff, do you remember Fox 42? I'm
yeah,
here locally. Do you
yeah,
remember this lady named Teresa?
yeah, she was the Fox Kids. Yeah,
She's going to be at a con here in where I live, which
a
is funny.
a local con.
Yes.
That's only for like the locals that know who
Yes.
Teresa is.
Yes.
She was like this chick that was dressing like a hip teenager, even though at the time she was probably young, but as a kid, she looked like a 40-year-old to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember she was hosting, she used to host like the Fox Kids block. So I have a lot of memories. I would meet Teresa
Yeah.
because I get it. Because she was
There's
the
a lot
one.
of people. She'll get a lot of people. And she's selling her CD. Remember her CD?
No, I don't.
I Wish I Was a Fish.
Oh, yes, I do. It's so
She's gonna be
funny.
signing her CDs. I
That's
guess she still
so
has
funny.
them, dude.
But as a kid, the local news and the local people were celebrities. I didn't really know. Like first of all, when Jim Flowers, our weatherman from it was the KY3. I don't remember what it was. Jim Flowers, our weatherman. His name was Jim Flowers, and that's like the Jeeves whole Butler thing. It's crazy. He he came to our elementary school, and I was like, that's the guy from the TV.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
like so starstruck. Like I didn't know he like lived here. Like I didn't really get
yeah.
local TV versus I didn't really couldn't put it together. And I think when I used to watch Teresa on our local Fox Kids, I don't think I ever really realized it as a young kid that she was local. I didn't really
Mm.
put that because she was introducing nationally syndicated shows. Like she was hosting the block of Peter Pan and the Pirates, and Power Rangers and the X-Men 90s show and the Spider-Man 90s show. She was kind of like the host of that stuff, and she was in like the segs and the commercials. And so, and I for some reason I didn't even put it together because I remember one time she even was like talking about Runza. And I'm like, and
Yep.
because I didn't even realize like Runza was like a local or regional thing. None of that stuff you really registers with like a kid, but I would totally I'd totally tap that. No, I'm just kidding. I would totally meet her. I would totally meet Teresa. I wonder if she still got the scrunchie, dude. She has like scrunchies and stuff in her hair.
Here, I got it pulled up. Hold on. Here's the celebrities.
Oh, what does she look like now, dude? She probably looks 90.
This is my local con, dude. Ming Chen, dude. Honky Tonk Man.
Oh, the Honky Tonk Man, dude. Hold on. Let's see what we got here. Oh, Martin Kleba, dude. They one of the three biggest little people in the industry.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Teresa. That's her. Yeah, that is her.
Saturday only.
Look at that 90s swag. She looks like every 90s elementary school teacher.
Yep.
Can you zoom in on that? Is that possible? Let's go through it first. Hold on. Okay. Oh, yeah, it's all blurry. Good. Michael Rooker is billed below Teresa.
Yeah.
Linnea Quick, is it alphabetical order or something?
No,
it's not. That's so wild. You think Teresa would be buried?
I know.
That's crazy. Michael Rooker, he gets around. Linnea gets around. Wow, that's Amber Nash. That's it. Okay, who else? Oh, and the artists. Okay, we're not gonna really know a lot of the artists.
So yeah, so Teresa is big draw.
I never knew her last name. So Teresa,
I looked on.
Go ahead.
I looked on Facebook, and once she was announced, there was like hundreds of comments, dude, and everybody's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go see Teresa,"
which is wild. I'm pretty sure back in the day we could probably drive by her house and like ding dong ditch it. But that's really funny though. So yeah, Fox Kids Club. Yeah, that's wild. But I would totally meet her and buy her a drink or whatever. And
I go out and see Michael Rooker, get my Henry poster signed.
Do you always find it kind of funny? And I mean, I get it. Sorry, guys, forgive the cough. I get it. Like they're trying to promote themselves and they want to show you pictures of what you recognize them from. But it's always so weird and just jarring to me when I go to these cons and you look at the banners of whoever's doing the signings and it's like, Kyle Reese and it's like this guy from the 80s and the 70s. And then you get up to their table and they're like,
they look like The Walking Dead. Yeah.
It's just so weird. So I don't know. Is that weird to me? Because even like Bruce Campbell, but Bruce Campbell's been in stuff since he's been like older, so he can have. But yeah, I guess it's really applicable for the people that haven't really worked in a long time. It's just all I've done the double take. Like, is that him? That's not him.
What do you think Teresa's going to be charging for autographs?
Like, you must be DeHandler. Do you know when the celebrity gets back? I am the celebrity. You got the fan. Well, I'm sorry, you could have fooled me. You got a fanny pack. I thought you were collecting the money. But yeah, Teresa, I don't know, man. She's probably not going to charge a lot. She's local. I bet you.
I'm just kidding.
I don't even know if this little con. They're all going to have to give guarantees to all these people, but I wonder what kind of guarantee they really give Teresa. You know what I mean? Because she just rolls out of bed.
She probably lives in town, yeah.
For all she does. What she has to. And I wonder if, for all we know, if she's still local to the community, she might know the people that are putting it on. She might be doing it without like a guarantee, just like coming in and be like, "Hey, I'll do it, $20, $50, whatever." So, Mommy Teresa, please bless me, Silhouette. Absolutely. Tracy Lords aged badly too. It's always wild when you haven't seen somebody in a while, especially, when you're watching stuff on TV or you're watching films. To you, that's recent. And then sometimes there's an age you hit where a lot can go down in 10 years. Like people hit this wall where they really just start aging. And like I've seen people where I felt like I knew what they look like because I've been watching something for the last 10, 15 years and 20 years. And you see them like, what the fuck happened? You're allowed to get old. I'm not trying to shame anybody. It's just a little alarming is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's no different than when I was a little kid and well, I don't want to say me because I'm not trying to, okay, so it was me. When I was a little kid and you're like, you don't know any better. You're drawing a picture of your family, with like scribble and you go to kindergarten and you come home and you want to hang it on the fridge. And like your mom has been having a lot of babies, so she's a little bigger. So you draw her big because that's how you know her. And it's you're not trying to like, I'm just saying it's the same thing. Like, I don't know. Teresa's probably old. I would expect it. I don't expect her to look like that. She looks like she was kind of old back then, to be honest with you. Tommy Wiseau, aged like butt soup. Yeah, he's interesting, and he's got like chicken bone legs. Oh, when me and Josh James saw him, it was so funny. I went through the memories on my phone and I saw some of the videos that I took. I haven't looked at him since then of his Q&A, and he's just so frail. We took a picture, and yeah, I just noticed that he looks like you could blow him away. And he wears like a million belts for some reason. He's got like these skinny jeans on. He's got like no fucking he looks like the Corpse Bride, and he's got like 20 belts hanging off of him. It's an odd thing he's trying to pull off there, but yeah, he's gaunt. That's the word I'm looking for. Oh, what do we got here?
Speaking of somebody who hasn't aged well.
Oh no, is this the Feld dog? All right, so Todd is obsessed with kicking a man while he's down, so he wants to watch this. I guess
it's only a minute 40.
So what happens if you maximize it? Make sure there's no music on here, man. We got to mute it.
No, there's no music. This is just the reveal.
We're probably gonna get flat, dude. It was a living hell editing that last episode with the new metal.
There's no music in this.
Yeah, but they might flag us for the show, but we'll try it because it's Fox. Because with the new metal, they were flagging us for the video and the audio, and I would mute it, and I would have to re-upload it again, and they'd be like, "Oh no, this." But we'll try it. We'll see if they're whatever. If this gets cut out, you know what happened. It means that it got, But go ahead. Let's watch it.
I love it. You know what? I'll take this because you're going to need your hands. That was amazing. The mic drop.
Yeah, you got to pause every 5 seconds, dude. Just pause it.
We got to do it correctly.
Pause it. God dang it, Todd. See, that's why I need to be in charge of it, because like Todd's like the one streaming it, and I'm like, no. So yeah, that's Silhouette's right. You see these guys, they always pause like every 5 seconds and then make a comment, and they start it again. We got to throw it off and like just a comment. So just try and do that.
All right, panel.
All right. Oh, people think it's Feldman. Who's that third guy?
You guys know the
Haley
drill.
Joel Osment.
Haley Joel.
Take it off.
All right. I got to say something about this show. If you guys ever watch this show, really, it's look at that Silhouette's like too late. Fuck off. I know, like Todd needs to get better at it. I need to be streaming it, but no, he's everybody. This show's so fixed because like there's some of these people are so obvious. Like you got to know this voice.
Oh yeah.
And even when they like talk, it's like you got to know this voice. Even if they got like the voice modulator on it, you know who it is. Some of these voices, and I think obviously for the sake of the show, the producers make them not all agree because they've never once from the big start of the show been like, oh, that's Feldman. Yep, it's Feldman. No, maybe one person will be on the sniff, but then the other judges have to disagree. And it's like, come on, guys. You know it's fucking
giveaway. If you heard the songs, he sang Hold On for One More Day or whatever.
I bet that was amazing. Go ahead. Let's continue this.
Take it off.
Take it off. Take it off.
Maybe pause it when he starts. Oh, come on. We know it's coming.
Take it off.
And they always do that, like struggle. Oh no, we're gonna get flagged for the Who, dude. The Who is singing.
Oh, shit.
We got to keep pausing, dude. Keep pausing. Pause more. We're not pausing enough. Go ahead. Who are they? Dude, they're changing the hosts the panel's different every time I see clips of the show. Who's that hot chick? That hot Latina. Okay, you're pausing a little too much now. That's Jenny McCarthy. Oh, there's like a new chick though.
Hollywood icon.
Oh, the icon. Is that our thumbnail, dude?
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta. And when I say that's our thumbnail, you should use part of it in something. But that's such a great picture, dude. You should find this. Maybe screenshot it from your phone in 4K.
I already have this photo. I took it off Twitter.
Oh, it's perfect, man. Rudy Gooley was on this at one point. No, we went through a phase where me and the lady were watching it.
It's terrible, dude. It's trash TV.
It's trash TV. It's kind of fun though. And but we fell off of it. But I'm pretty sure everybody's been on it at this point. And there's been a couple where you're a little surprised that they were on it. Like, oh, like like aren't you a little too big for this? There's been one or two like surprise people, like whoa, but usually it's your Corey Feldman ilk. You know, the usual suspects. Looks like he's an oversized coat, Silhouette says. That's right, Gushido, the Feld dog, the one and only. Let's continue our Feld porn.
Yep.
What's he got to say? He's still
Amazing
got like the look that like that 5-year-old boy look, but he's
Oh,
like
yeah.
all cracked and wrinkly, dude.
Oh yeah.
But he
Look
still
at
looks
that.
like a boy. Look at him. I mean, that was 20 years ago,
Yeah.
and he's just cracked. You know, a little broken, spirits broken, creases in his face. You know, happens to the best of us. Life's a pill. Thank you.
Well done. Well done.
The
Yeah,
legend
and that
is in
fucker
the
right there,
building.
Mr. Alan Thicke Jr. He's like always got like the right guess. And
Wow. Corey.
Thank you. Jimmy and Robin were correct now.
why the devil horns?
Corey, you
Fucking
play.
idiot. I don't get it. Why the fucking devil horns?
Who gave the devil horns?
Ken Jeong, Dr. Ken.
Oh
What the
really?
fuck is the matter with that guy? He's a
Some
fucking idiot.
iconic characters
Wow.
over the years, from Lost Boys to Goonies, so many more.
Yes.
How does the
Wow.
seal rank?
Tell me, how
this is-
good does that Crisco really work? I might pick something up on the way home from one of my 10 baby mamas. How's the Crisco?
Oh god, the Crisco story.
Yeah, I shouldn't be making fun of that.
Definitely the greatest character I've ever played.
Just
I love
just
when my
just a
face
hair
is
below
covered and I can just be as
Puppet
crazy
Master
as I
versus
want.
Demonic Toys. You know?
You didn't hear his comment. His comment's
say?
still stupid, dude.
All right.
When my face is covered and I can just be as crazy as I want. Did you guys have fun?
Yes.
That's all I
All right, so I would have, if I was Nick Cannon, I would have taken that opportunity to legitimize myself as a host and started asking him offbeat hard questions like I was Geraldo. All of a sudden on that show, be like, so is the Wolfpack in this room tonight? Who is one of these people judging you part of the Wolfpack? Like who is there any of these guests under these fucking weird furry masks that are part of the Wolfpack? Can I see the prick? Where'd you get pricked
Yeah, the
with
prick.
that
No, he said
hanger?
He got stabbed, dude. Not
He
prick.
got stabbed by that hanger, that was a little prick. Like, where's the scar? You know, what a weirdo. dude.
I love Corey, dude.
I wouldn't want to have.
I
Dinner
want
with
I
him.
want more reality show Corey, dude. That's what I want.
Yeah, I don't know. He's weird, but you love him, and that's all that matters. What else was I gonna say? As far as news, I noticed that they announced a Faces of Death remake.
That's what we talked about earlier.
We did.
Oh, in the chat, I did.
Oh, you did? I didn't bring that up. Oh, I didn't see that. Okay. Yeah, it's stupid. Any other news you want to bring up before we get into our name that keynote? I'm kind of excited to try and test Todd here and warm him back up
Let's
again.
move into it.
All right. So let's lube Todd's name that keynote trivia asshole up. Give me just a second. Let me I want you guys to play along. Remember. Ooh, shoot. Let me almost. I don't want to give you no spoilers here.
Oh, I gotta turn the comments off. Hold on.
Yeah, you turn the comments off.
All right.
All right. All right. Everybody play along at home. Hopefully you guys missed it. Or yeah. Hey, did I already go? What's going on here? Where's my why is it not sharing my did I already forget how to do this? Is that what's going on? Why can't I show the picture? I just want to share the picture.
It's been a few months.
But it's not showing up. It's not showing up on my share. It's just showing the windows. And you open up the picture. Are you guys riveted by this content? What the hell? Hold on, guys. Yeah, I don't want to do this. Cancel. What is wrong with you? Okay. It's fucking I don't get it. It's not showing here. Oh, unless it's right here. Switch USB. What the hell is that? God dang it. I don't know. It's not showing anything. Nintendo Switch. You know, hey, you're right. Oh, you're right. I do have a Switch plug. Maybe that's what it is. Aaron's dial-up is cranking out. No, it's not showing the fucking. When I go to share tab or whatever, it's just got tab window. I have the image up. I usually just pull up the photo and I can scroll through, and it's not showing the photos. So I
If
don't
we
know what's.
play Pictionary, I can get it.
Dude, I don't. Okay, I'll just have to edit this part out, guys. But you guys fucking just bear with me. I don't know why it's not. It's always something, man.
Is there not a share screen button on?
Yeah, but when you type it, when you pull up the share screen button, it asks you, do you want to share a particular tab? Do you want to share a window? Do you want to share the entire screen? And usually the photo that I have pulled up will come up under the selections, and I don't have it. Oh, you know what? Here it is, guys. After 4 refreshes, it worked. So, all right. Edit back in. All right, so let's go ahead and rock and roll, guys. Todd, name that Kino. God, that was such a headache, guys. Not that you guys know, because I edited it out. No, it's not RoboCop.
Terminator.
It is Terminator. By the way, I made this week's very easy. So Todd, don't brag too much. These are really easy. The year, because it's I'm just trying to lube them up again, you know. And then that was the giveaway. But I gotta say, man, these not all of them, but this like shot, I ripped from somebody posted like a 4K upres like trailer video online, and look at the colors. I think it looks really cool. We need a 4K of Terminator real bad.
Yeah, I think it's coming out this year because it's the anniversary.
Yeah, and I love the OG trailer for the Terminator. It's so slimy and creepy and grimy. And I was driving around rocking the soundtrack. I love it, dude. It's really
great.
Good. It's not better or worse than 2, but you know, over the years, it's just as good as its own monster. All right, so are we getting warmed up, everybody? So let's go ahead and start with number 2. Let me stop sharing and pull that up. I'm not trying. You didn't give him time to guess.
Okay,
you got it fast. Maybe I made him too easy, but you know, I intentionally tried to make this pretty chill, but not to take away from your victory, but you know, it is what it is. All right. All right, Todd, round 2, name that Kino. Hopefully they're getting a little harder as each one goes. That's kind of the goal.
Pumpkinhead?
No, it looks like Pumpkinhead though. I could see that.
Alien 3?
No.
Alien 2?
Looks like a testicle too, doesn't it? Looks like my testicle, like a fucking day in the
Slither?
Arizona heat. No, it's not Slither. I get where you're coming from. No, Silhouette, it's not that either. I get
Descent.
it. My guess is you ain't getting this on the first try. But that's okay. There's 3 slides and then the gimme slide, which is 4. So
X-Files movie?
No. I like where your head's at. I mean, all that makes sense.
I don't know. Give me another one.
Oh, Bushido got it. Damn, good job. That was a good guess too, Mutineer, your last one. And
The Suckling?
Yeah. No, yeah, so Bushido got it. Hell yeah. So let me go ahead and go to the second frame here. Name that Kino. Take your time.
Night of the Comet?
No, it's a good guess. No.
Night of the Creeps?
No.
The Blob?
No. Silhouette, Gushido already got it. So yeah, I don't guess anymore.
I know it.
Gushido, can I call you Gushy? Because that's the first part of your name is Gushy.
Gushy from Quantum Leap. Yeah. Prince of Darkness.
Nope.
Oh God, I could have sworn it was that.
Mm-mm. No, I didn't, man. I said that when you had X-Files up there. Okay, so Gushido is honored to be called Gushy. What's Gushy's predictions? What do I got to do to get out of here? Come on. Do I got to survive the lynching, or what do I got to... Do I got to fuck this chick? It's always like he's got to fuck some chick. I love it. Sam had it made in the shade. My only thing about Sam Beckett though is he should have
taken advantage, dude.
He should have took advantage and started the revolution with the pubic hair. Went back there with some trimmers, dude, and like started that wax revolution early, dude. Because they had just like the kind of bush that like went up their backs and stomachs and all. Oh.
It's the way God made you.
Natural. That's why God made you. They broke the mold when they made me. They sure did. Okay. I was like, I hope you got something nice and warm to go home to. I love that look on his face when he sees the knee.
Oh yeah.
He's like,
oh,
I love
no.
natural. Anyway, go ahead.
This looks like a police officer, I'm guessing.
Could be.
Death Proof or Planet Terror. Give me another one.
Okay. What is my next one? What are my rules here? I wonder if I dang man, dude, freaking I'm wondering if you're out with the third one, but I don't know if it really gives it away with the third one. I'll see. Let's see how it goes. The fourth one gives it away, of course. Name that Kino. Love this actor, by the way.
Is this Dead Alive?
No. Anybody in the chat know the actor's name?
Society?
No. Yeah, Silhouette. I'd like to talk to him too. Oh.
Hellraiser 3?
No. I wish he was in Hellraiser 3, dude. He'd make everything better, in my opinion. Well, there you go. I'm glad I'm stumping you.
I think you got me on this one. I don't know this one.
All right, so this actor, before I go to the... Yeah, it's Charles Fleischer, Gushido, so it's the guy who voiced Roger Rabbit. Charles Fleischer is a comedian, and yeah, he's most notably for voicing Roger Rabbit. Please. But this is him, and if you notice, River, who's that in the background? That's not Master P. That's Jada Pinkett.
Species?
No, it's Jada Pinkett. This is Demon Knight.
Demon Knight, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Gushy got it on the first one.
Nice.
Really, really good. And that's a sexual icon, Billy Zane, right there, tempting all of you with that fucking sponge in his mouth.
I still don't own that Blu-ray.
No, you know what? It's so funny. I thought I owned it because I watched it and I thought I had bought it from Scream Factory, and I don't have it. I'm like, man, I must have streamed it then. I don't remember, but I thought I had it.
It comes out on 4K.
It's it's coming on 4K if it's not already out on 4K. But I love this movie. It's so much. And I remember we rented it when it first came out back in the 90s on VHS, and it was really cool to me because watching the series Tales from the Crypt was such a rare delicacy because I
10 o'clock on HBO.
Well, most of my life we didn't have HBO, so I would only catch it on a sparingly over the years. I would see it like at my other grandparents' house. So I loved it. So the fact that we had this video rental and it had the Crypt Keeper on there, I was like, oh, this is so cool. And then remember he went to his big scream here at the end. And I'm like, I loved all the puns. And
I had the Crypt Keeper mask in elementary school that I wore. I remember that.
I don't know. I don't know if I loved the movie itself when it came out. I think it was solid, but over the years I've liked it more and more, and I've just kind of grown with it a lot. And I just think it's stylish. I like the way it looks. What was the other rumor too? It's not a rumor. I think isn't it all but confirmed? Didn't the producers confirm it? But And once you know this factoid, it totally makes sense. And it makes sense why I love the movie too. But Death Becomes Her was originally supposed to be a Tales from the Crypt movie.
I hate that movie.
I love that movie.
Meryl Streep. I can't do Meryl Streep.
Dude, I can't stand Meryl Streep normally, but the movie, I don't care. The movie's so great. And then when you find out like it was intended to be a Tales from the Crypt movie, it makes sense because it feels like one. It feels like a Tales from the Crypt thing, and it's so great. You're nuts, dude. I think Death Becomes Her is one of my most feel-good movies.
Oh,
I used to watch it, dude, when I was a kid.
Bruce Willis is terrible in it. Goldie Hawn stinks.
No,
Dude.
they're all great. They're all great.
Oh.
I love Bruce Willis as Ernest, dude. They're all great.
I don't know.
Goldie Hawn. I just love Rob Zemeckis. I think out of all the Hollywood directors, those blockbuster guys, he's the best. I mean, I just think he's, and I love the story. Like I said, it makes sense that it's very Tales from the Crypt because it's got that campfire tale about it. It's something you could easily kind of make into a 20-minute episode or extract and kind of make it into a movie, expand upon it. And it's just really nostalgic too. I just love it. I think it's really good. But anyway,
Good one there.
Yeah. Isn't it funny how they got bigger celebrities to actually be in the show than they actually pulled in the movies? Isn't that weird?
I don't know. Feldman was pretty big.
I could imagine Dennis Miller being on an episode of the show, hypothetically. But like I said, the show had some real big time players in it at times. Not always. I mean, they were definitely like Billy Zane caliber. Yeah, like Morton Downey Jr. and shit show up. But, anyway, whatever. Yeah, so there's that one. So we got Todd on 1. Let's see if good job, Gushy. We need to start like awarding prizes. I don't know how, but
Free smells.
Free smells. All right. We're gonna finish off strong. Why is Billy Zane eating SpongeBob? Sorry,
He's
guys.
sponge-worthy.
Todd named the Kino. Yeah, Sean, Death Becomes Her is awesome, isn't it? It's just such a great flick, dude. I love it. Name the Kino, Todd. Any guesses in the chat? Feel free to.
Oh, come on. How's this gonna give me any clue? Uncle Buck? It looks like a Roseanne set.
It does, dude. That is good. Imagine Jackie's gonna come through that door with her laundry, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, somebody. Oh, I guess it wouldn't be relevant to you guys, but somebody said something, a Roseanne joke online. I had me fucking cracking up. I almost sent it to you in a chat, but go ahead. But then I realized it wasn't a WWF thing, so I was like, this is kind of what me and Todd share is nonstop WWF clips.
Oh, the clip about Suck It or whatever.
Oh, I got my wife saying "suck it" now. It's so funny, dude. And she'll bring it up in the most like perfect times.
She do
And
that.
she'll like cut into a conversation with "suck it," like, and I'll be like, it's really funny, dude.
We need to bring that back, man.
Yeah, absolutely. We should update our photos. We have those like photoshopped images of us on NWO, like Todd's on Kevin Nash. We should be DX and we think we got to do it.
That's what they are. I thought. Didn't Zach come up with those too? Because I thought he had X-Pac in there.
Yeah, but it's Nash, it's Hollywood Hogan, and it's Scott Hall. So I don't think it's.
Yeah, he was on WCW too. I think X-Pac.
Yeah. Anyway,
back to the
Mendoza. No, it's a good guess. Come on, guys. These are good guesses, but nothing yet.
People Under the Stairs.
I
gotta get something better than this. You gotta give me another one.
You know what though? When all is revealed, it'll make sense why I'm giving you the pictures that I'm giving you, and to me, they're plenty. Joker products. No, I don't think there was a single frame of set and Joker Joaquin Phoenix that was this bright. I don't.
That's true.
Maybe Maury's like talk
show.
It
does look like a dingy apartment or something though.
But it was all dark. There was like no lights on in that apartment the whole movie. Anyway, next one.
Harold and Kumar.
Yeah, dude, that's the freak show house when they come in.
Oh
Fuck
yeah.
my wife. Like, how could you mix that? Harold and Kumar.
Mm,
There's this guy.
yeah.
Would you have gotten it on him?
Scream. Yeah.
Would you have gotten it on him?
I've gotten him. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it may. Who wants first reach around? Yeah. So I mean, in the context of it, I think that was a good first one. That's, to me, it's like
That's
it's
so
a mo-
quotable. I mean,
it's a movie you know so well. Yeah, I think this establishing shot of them coming through the door of Freak Show's house.
you
I
can't
want the
hear anything
double-
without the crust in his ears. So
I
I heard
think
everything you
it's-
said.
I want the double stuff. Yeah. Who wants first reach around? All right. So not too difficult this week. Todd got 2 out of 3, just kind of making it easy. We'll see how he treats me next week. But there's that. So let's go ahead and we're going to chat it up about this flick that Todd suggested we watch for the episode. I informed him that it was streaming on Shudder, so I imagine that's where you watched it.
Yeah.
And I watched. He kind of told me last minute. I stayed up late. I got like 5 hours of sleep because I wanted to watch this movie, but I love this fucking movie. I thought
It's
it was
awesome, dude.
It was really good.
Yeah.
And so unique, so original. 90 minutes. Thank you. Get in, get out. Don't fucking waste my time.
Characters
And-
are awesome.
Really good. What a clever idea. I mean, I get it. It's kind of found footage, but it's just a movie through the lens of a late night talk show and this whole fake fiction about a guy that was rivaling Johnny Carson chasing his coattails.
Yep.
It's just so brilliant. It's so meta. And I like how you get a little bit of everything. There's some of it's like docu-series. Like, it starts off on like an E! True Hollywood story, right? Where they're talking about like this guy and his past and here's what happened that night. And then we have like almost like you're watching the TV show.
Yeah.
And then you have the parts in between the commercial breaks where you're like backstage, where it's almost like found footage. And then at the end where he's having his whole hallucination, then it goes to like widescreen. It's not in 4:3 anymore. And now it's like movie style. It's so nuts.
No. And people are saying this is a horror film. I wouldn't even consider this a horror film. I think part of it is, but it's a comedy, horror, psychological. I mean, it's kind of sci-fi-ish. It's cool, dude. And everybody's been bitching about like the CGI. Who cares? I
didn't
thought
take
it
me
looked
out of
cool
it.
at the end. I thought it was
did-
like it's like an alien or something. I don't know.
It didn't take me out at all. I know this flick was controversial because it was revealed that they use AI in the interstitials.
Who cares?
Now, I didn't realize, I didn't know the context, so I'm thinking like, what interstitials? Now I get it. I watched the show. It's all the welcome back to the show. It's all that stuff like the fucking skeleton. I still think it's a bit of a shame. I don't. It's not like totally offensive. I mean, the movie's the movie without those. I mean, like but
Yeah.
they could have easily paid an artist. So I don't know if it was really that budgetary constrained or if it was just like in editing, like, hey, we need these. Let's just fucking do this
It
real
took.
quick.
I think I made it for like $2 million. I think.
So maybe it was really that down to budget. Well, it's like, why fucking?
I thought the ending looked cool though. I mean,
But
the only
I'm
bad
not talking
CGI.
about I'm not talking about the ending. I'm talking about the AI. I'm
Oh,
talking about
the AI for the yeah.
they
okay.
used them for like and now back to our program or like it's the Halloween. They showed like the skeleton and like the late night with the whatever. They used it on all that stuff.
Well, who cares? I mean,
Yeah, it doesn't inherently hurt the flick. The flick is still there around that. It just makes you wonder, like, why not just pay an artist to draw those? Was it really that tight on the budget where they're like, hey, it's fucking.
I guess they added that stuff after for the movie theater because South by Southwest, I don't think they had that. And I think the Blu-ray that's coming out is going to have like both cuts. Well, they don't have some of that stuff. So,
But I like it. I
do too.
I just don't know why that's where you use AI and that's like I get it. Maybe you're thinking, well, this is a way we can incorporate AI and it's just kind of dipping our toes in, but it's using it wisely. No, I think of like you just tainted an awesome pool because like why? You could have just paid a few artists to draw these stills because they were just stills that they, the boop, like the whole like the monkey getting wrapped up in the fucking electric cord when you're having technical difficulties. It was those things they used it. I'm like, they could have easily paid an artist, and I would think not too much. So I didn't know if it was just them wanting to experiment, or if they were that tight with the budget, or if it was an afterthought, like you said, and they're like, well, fuck, we got to get this. Let's just fucking whip this up in AI. I don't really know.
Every bit part character I thought was awesome. I mean, each character had their own unique role, and I don't know, the main girl, the possessed, she is creepier than hell, man.
Dude,
I mean, she was awesome.
I just the whole, first of all, the movie for what it was, when I look back on it, I'm like, how did they stretch 90 minutes out of this?
It flew by, dude.
It flew by, and it's like, really, there wasn't a whole lot, but they had me by the edge of my seat for for the runtime, and I'm like, it was just like a talk show. And a real talk show isn't 90 minutes. A real talk show has an hour slot, but with commercials, it's more like 40 minutes, 42 minutes. So, but I was so riveted by it. You had all the stuff with the commercial breaks, and it was great. And I love how, it's all just sort of unraveling the character of the host the whole time with every guy. Because the first guy that comes in, by the way, spoilers, sorry, if you haven't seen it, but you have, he's the medium. He comes in. He's like the John Edwards guy, which I love it, dude. I was invested. I'm like,
oh yeah,
how far they went into it, where it's like, we're just going to show you that episode that night, and a special guests, and they have the 3 guests. They tell you who's coming on the show, and that guy comes out and he's like reading the audience. He's doing all his gags, like, oh, I see a Frank. I had a husband named Fred. That's what I meant, Fred. He's doing that whole thing, and then the second guy they had on was the cynic, the skeptic, that
awesome.
Like
skeptic.
He was kind of like a magician, but he's like, hey, I'm here to prove everybody wrong. This is all optical illusion. And yeah, dude, that first guy, that was awesome. Like it didn't scare me, but it was creepy. It had a vibe, and it woke the lady up in bed, and she couldn't stop watching it because she doesn't like scary movies. And because it gives her nightmares, and she's like, I was like, I'll watch it when you go to bed. She's like, good. And then she woke up when like there was like a sound spike or a stab or whatever, and she woke up during like one of those scenes where, where the girl was like fucking getting possessed or something, and she's like she couldn't stop watching, and she's like watching it for 30 minutes, like half asleep, like what the hell is going on? And but yeah, I love the skeptic. I
the
love
hypnotist scene is really cool. I mean, there's
that's a show stealer. That whole thing is really, really cool, and it fucks with you.
Yeah, you're like, is that real or is that? Yeah.
And then they go to the tape, right? And they're like, well, let's go to the tape on that the possession we saw, and it's all there. And I love the story. I think the story is extremely clever but simple, like not complicated. It's clever. It has you asking enough questions, unpacking enough, but it's so sad. I don't like overly complicated films and overly complicated plot. But this isn't like stupid simple, but you know what I mean? Like I think this could have been a short film, and they could have got it all in there, is what I'm saying. So basically the whole time through all these guests, they're kind of peeling back the layers on our host. And from what we gather early on, they say it at the beginning, like the True Hollywood Story kind of thing, that he was involved with this men's club, right? They were called the Grove, right? It's like, oh, okay, we kind of already know where this is going. They've alluded to like devil worship and all that stuff. They kind of tee it up a little bit, and then they talk about his wife dying or whatever. And this is still all in the True Hollywood Story-esque part. And I'm like, okay. And so the medium comes out. He's doing his thing. For all we know, he is just sort of a huckster. But then he like has like a fucking psychic break, and then the entity starts talking through him, and we come to and little by little, it's like referencing him, the host, and they referred the name as like the pet name of his wife, and this is all these layers, and you kind of catch on to that real fast, like before they reveal it, but it's super interesting. And then you go, that guy ends up dying, like as he vomits on the stage. It's got a couple of those homages in it, like Exorcist, and even like the whipping the neck around with the skeptic guy. These are all like homages to like all the classic possession films. But dude, and the levitating girl and talking to it, it's just and then all of it. I love it when they go back and they play the tape to try and prove the skeptic
Oh
wrong.
yeah.
And they're like, and he's like, go back in the frame, and dude, I'm like, I was like in it, like slow
And he
down,
sees the
slower.
yeah,
And it's like one frame, and he sees his cancer chemo looking ghost of his wife standing behind him. And long story short, I mean, what you can gather from it is because the ghoul or whatever, the demon, pretty much says in the girl, like, I know you, like, you remember me. So it's obvious he is a guy that basically sold his soul or whatever in the woods to get the fame that he has. And he was obviously really hungry for fame. I mean, obviously it shows in his character because he goes right back to work at, first of all, he uses his wife to get the best, because they said it was the biggest ratings he'd had up to date when he brought his like dying wife on air, you know, to bring him back. And so that's kind of scummy. And then right after she dies, like after like a month, he comes back and then he plans this whole fucking episode that's kind of just to get ratings. And then even after the first guest, the medium, dies, he keeps the show going because the one guy, the producer, the kind of the band leader, the producer guy, the Ed McMahon, he even says like backstage to the skeptic, like, we should have fucking stopped the show when what's his face died. And like, they just kind of tell you, like, he died on the way to the fucking hospital, hacked his guts out. Like, and but obviously we didn't see that conversation being had, but obviously what's his face is like, no, the show is continuing. This is good TV. Cause the whole time he's at the sake of everybody's comfort. Like, he's even talking to this chick. I guess he's fucking the medium and the possessed girl woman.
Yeah.
He's clearly like having talks with them. Like, no, go for it. He's exploiting their comfort and pushing her to do something. Ratings. Yeah. Pushing them to do something she's not comfortable doing to get the ratings, man. Cause he's just hungry for that fame. And, so anyway, the whole thing we can gather is that's what happened in the woods. He sold his soul. That's why the fucking devil recognized him. And then there's this whole fucking freak out where the demon's like loose and she fucking just kills everybody. She kills the Ed McMahon. Cool. She kills I think she whips the Ed McMahon. Who got the next? Was that Ed McMahon?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she kills the skeptic, and then she kills her own like mom, the surrogate, whatever, like with her necklace, and slits her throat or whatever. Dude, that whole scene was rocking. And then all of a sudden we're like, that's when the show goes outside of the TV and we finally have like widescreen HD, and we're like just stepping in his delusion, stepping into his past.
He's in a hypnotic state or something like that.
He's in like a hypnotic state where we're getting the exposition, you know, him and his wife in the woods. They show him in the woods, like fucking drinking the blood or whatever. And even then, before that, it's like they brought this girl on the show. That just shows you how scummy he is, because he has to know, because the girl, she's a guest on the show as somebody who was part of it. She was a victim of a satanic cult, and she was trapped and imprisoned. And the woman's even saying, you know, like, hey, I got her out of this and been working with her. He's like, and you have no idea the things that she's been through, because the skeptic was accusing her of exploiting her and being a bad person. And she's like, no, you have no idea. I have helped her. And so come to find out, she's the girl that was part of that fucking cult. She's in all those flashbacks. She's the girl in the cult the host was in, which begs the question, does the host has to know? Does he know? Does he remember? I don't know. They show him drinking from the fucking chalice. They have the guy with the fucking animal heads, and it's just this crazy shit. And long story short, what we can gather from the movie is his sacrifice for becoming famous was his wife getting sick, right? Yeah. That was because, and you know this, because right at the beginning, they set it up saying during the biography part, his wife, who never smoked a day in her life, dies from terminal lung cancer.
Yeah.
So she was cursed, hexed. That was the trade-off for the chalice. And yeah, man. And then he's, we skipped over it, man. But yeah, when she's like wreaking havoc, dude, the fucking girl, before he goes into his like hypnotic state, she wraps the fucking electricity cords around her, and it's like, what the fuck is going on?
Head splits open.
Yeah, with the electricity, and you see the demon, and it's just like a ball of light. It's awesome.
It's cool, dude. I like that. Yeah,
awesome. I think it was great. It was creepy, and it's just like at the split head, dude. I thought it was creepy. But anyway, so back to his delusion. He's going through all this shit, and you know, he's at like the hospice or the hospital with his wife, and she's like talking to her in his head, like kill me, whatever. And he takes the knife or whatever it is. He starts stabbing his wife. I guess it's supposed to be played off like a mercy thing, but obviously it's the fucking thing fucking with his head. But then of course he snaps out of it and he's killed the little girl. I'm like, oh, it's just such a punch in the gut, dude. And yeah, it's pretty much it. It's I love it. It's just
90
it's just
minutes. It's fast. It's great.
but I feel like it's just one of those things where it's like it could have been 30 minutes, but I love that it was. I don't know. You're just so absorbed in it. I think they could have told it in a shorter way, but then they would have compromised some of the backstage.
Oh, the characters are so good, man.
Yeah, they really carry it in a lot of the dialogue, but
and it's funny too, dude. Like the first 20 minutes is hysterical. Like,
oh, dude,
just dad jokes and stuff like that.
The acting is so good, and that guy is a character actor, real big character actor, and he's not really a starring man. And I think he's getting a spotlight on him for actually like starring in this and commanding it the whole way through because he's doing it. He's doing like the only thing he's missing is like the golf swing that Johnny did. He's really nailing him and his like producer are nailing that dynamic of that old like 70s talk show or whatever 60s talk show. Yeah, it's so good.
This is kind of I wouldn't consider a remake, but it's very similar to a movie called Ghost Watch from British film that you probably check that out. It's called Ghost Watch.
One word or two words? Probably two. You own it?
Yeah, I got like the special edition thing.
Here, I'll have to put it in my okay, it's one word. Is it directed by Leslie Manning? With Rebecca Romijn.
No, this came out in 1989.
This says 92, and it says you watched it and gave it 4 stars. Starring Leslie Manning, 1992, BBC.
Yeah. This is the BBC show.
Okay, rock on. So it's a similar type of concept.
Yep. Very similar. I mean, of course they took some of this off of it, but it made it more for the modern day. But if you're into like British TV,
this is already on my watch list. I don't even remember when I put this in there.
Yeah, but, it's good too. I think it's on Shudder as well. So
okay, I'll have to watch this one too. Yeah, it says here for Halloween 1992, the BBC decides to broadcast an investigation. Okay, interesting. I mean, so is it like a talk show or are they doing like a paranormal investigation?
Both.
Because that's kind of like that Tales from the Crypt episode I mentioned earlier with Morton Downey Jr., where he's like the Slimeball TV host, and they're doing like they're going into a haunted house and they're doing the paranormal live on TV, and then obviously it turns bananas. But yeah, I'll have to watch that too, man. But I really, really, really liked it. Hey, Gamer Guy, what's up? The main guy played Polka Dot Man in the James Gunn Suicide Squad movie. I think he was like a bit guy in like one of the Batman movies too, like maybe like Dark Knight Rises or something like that. Wasn't he like one of Bane's henchmen? Or he's always showing up and stuff. And yeah, he was really, really great. And
it seems like people seem like they like it. Some people like it, some people don't. But
I give it Will says he gives it a 7 or a 7.5. I give it 8. I give it 8 out of 10.
I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Oh, really?
I thought it was that good. Yeah.
Let me see.
I didn't even add it on Letterboxd yet because I didn't want you to see my score.
I'm gonna just double check here. Oh, okay. Yeah, you didn't. Yeah. Well, I always am hesitant about giving stuff more than an 8 at first. I have to sit and think about it, and then even like rewatch it. But it's really good. Like I said, this is one of those flicks where if it was a half hour longer and started to show some, maybe it wouldn't have been as good, but it was so tight and it knew not to be too long. And in fact, it's just like, it had me, I don't know. I didn't get bored. I didn't get bored once. And I was at the edge of my seat because it was like I was watching a variety show going wrong, going haywire. So,
this will be one of my go-to Halloween flicks too. I think I liked it that much.
Yeah. Mendoza gives it 3.5 stars. So what? That's, you mean like, so that's like a 7 out of 10. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's respectable. I mean, it's fine. But I really, really liked it. So
I think they're coming out with Blu-ray of it or something.
Yeah, it was Umbrella. Umbrella. I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy an Umbrella. They're too pricey, dude. I'm not paying for that, especially when it'll probably get another release at some point. I'll just wait.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it. But Anyway, it was a good time, man, and it kind of put me back into a movie mode. So now I kind of want to watch some more flicks. But all right, is there anything else you want to talk about that flick, or are we going to move into our final
No,
segment?
let's move into it.
All right, guys. So now we're going to do Choose Your Destiny. This is going to be an honor. Hold on. All right, this is in honor of an upcoming tour I would love to attend, but gonna go back to back 2 seminal albums. Gonna kind of bring it back to this that are, you could argue, are almost as good as each other. Do you prefer Desert Island, Palaces, or Ashes, Lamb of God? As the Palaces Burns, their 2003 record, sophomore record, or the follow-up, Ashes of the Wake from 2004, Lamb of God. Both of these records defined sort of the early 2000s with that whole new wave of American heavy metal that kind of put the nail in new metal and killed it, which was great.
Is this the remastered Palaces?
Yeah, I'll let you go off the remastered Palaces. I don't care. I love that remastered Palace. I don't listen to the old. Why would I listen to the old one? I don't listen to the old one anymore. It's just like
so for me, I mean, these are both phenomenal albums, and if you ask me back in, I don't know, it probably changed every year. Like in around 2004, 5, 6, like which one was my favorite? I would still have to say Ashes is the best, in my opinion, just because seeing them go up against Slipknot in that concert and them blowing away Slipknot on the Palaces or on the Ashes tour, man, I still think that album is phenomenal.
Yeah, I have to agree. In my opinion, these are both arguably 10s. Even I think they're so close because I think Palace is, to me, I've always thought, and this is why I give the leg up to Ashes. Ashes got it right the first time on the production, by the way. So I'm going to give it some credit. But to me, Ashes of the Wake, for anybody that likes heavy music, this was the master of puppets of that generation of bands. I still think it is today. 20 years later, this to me is the closest thing to like that era's master of puppets, from the song quality, the songwriting, the production, not too clean, not too polished, but man, it just sounds so good. And into the sequencing of the songs, there's not a skip on this thing. It's just it's so refined. And whereas Palaces is like Ride the Lightning, where Ride the Lightning is definitely a companion to Master of Puppets, and it kind of gives you a hint into the direction that they're going. And it was a huge upgrade and progression from the debut of Kill 'Em All. Same thing with this in New American Gospel. New American Gospel is very rough. The songwriting is not there. I mean, there's some cool like stuff here and there, but it's not refined at all. And the fucking leap from New American Gospel to Palaces is insane.
Oh yeah.
It's all about the songwriting. But with Palaces, every song is amazing too. I love it. They ended up remastering it 10 or 15 years later because it had some wonky kind of cold production that was a little off-putting. It didn't bother me in the day. Like I still loved it, but it just made Ashes sound that much better when it came out. Like holy cow. But the remaster of it sounds fantastic. But yeah, I just think they were peaking. They were at their absolute peak with Ashes of the Wake. And I saw them for the first time before Ashes came out. I saw them 2004 Ozfest on the second stage, which is funny because that was the parking lot, and they were playing, and Slipknot was headlining the parking lot on that same stage in 2004 at the Volume 3 tour. And I saw them, and it was like, and I had already been getting into it because I found them online. I think I was reading some magazine that had a spread on like them as upcomers, and then I went on like their website, and I went on like really, if YouTube was around, it was real primitive YouTube because YouTube came out in 2004. It might have just been like a flash video on their website. I'm not sure, but I watched like the video for Ruin, and I'm like, holy fucking shit. and I was seeing like performance videos of like 11th Hour. I'm like, holy fucking shit. And to me at the time, I'm like, I was hearing, to me at the time, it was just thrash. I'm like, oh my God. Because we like 10, 15 years of like just Korn and Limp Bizkit, and that stuff's fine. But to me, this is like the first thing that sounded kind of like the bands that I loved, like Testament, Metallica. I'm like, holy God.
Pantera, yeah.
Oh, I was like, what is this? Is this coming back? And it wasn't like, but they were getting a spread. And then I was so obsessed with these clips online, and I just started listening to these clips and over and over and over again. And then I saw them at Ozfest, and they premiered Laid to Rest at Ozfest as like their upcoming album. And dude, it just fucking destroyed. And so then I saw them on the Ashes tour. They rolled through Springfield, Missouri at our Hole in the Wall club, dude. One of my favorite shows of all time, because I saw this band when they were peaking, when they had this album in a small club that, you know, they were bubbling. They were, you know, they're a buzz band, but this small club wasn't as packed as it was for like a band like Superjoint Ritual.
Yeah,
you know? There was maybe like 300 people there.
Yeah.
Instead of 5. And dude, they come on stage. This is them peak where they've only got like the 3 albums to play from. It's like the best set list you can imagine. Now they have so many albums where they just have to pick from everything, and you're missing so much. They don't really play a whole lot except for Ruin anymore off of Palaces, and you know, they play Now You Got Something to Die For and Laid to Rest off the 3rd album, and that's really it. Maybe like the Faded, maybe like the Hourglass or something. But like when I saw them, they played, you know, they're playing Terror and Hubris in the House of Frank Pollard from the first album. They're playing Vigil from the second album.
Vigil's awesome.
They're playing 11th Hour. They're playing Purity. They're playing fucking, they're playing the best fucking tracks off the 3rd album. They're playing Omerta. They're playing Laid to Rest. They're playing Hourglass. They're playing Faded Line. It was just awesome. And then Randy was so fucking wasted. He was wasted out of his mind. I remember him looking at me in the crowd, and he's like, because everybody's like throwing their metal, what was he saying? Everybody was throwing like
middle fingers
horns up or something. And I don't know. I always thought the horns was kind of stupid back then. I'm like, I'm not doing the horns, but I was like, oh, let's go crazy. And he looked at me, singled me out. He's like, fuck. He looked at me like a drunk guy does, where he's like looking at me, but through me. And his eyes are like crossed. And he's like, dude, he's like fucking Rick Wright on stage. And I'm like, right, it's a tiny club, dude. He's like right there. And he fucking looks at me and points at me right in my fucking face. And he flips me off. And he goes, and then I fix it. I do this. Then he goes, ugh. It was awesome, dude. I was like, oh.
At least you got a reaction out of it.
And that's back when he kind of had like that Misfits devil lock thing in his hair, his like long like hair. Dude, I fucking loved it. It was so good. And then that's why I also love that Philadelphia DVD.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love
because
that.
That's the tour. This is This is like an off date of that tour, because they were doing that tour, I think, with like Fear Factory as co-headline, and so they were playing a little bit bigger of clubs. But this is like some kind of off date, and it was like just a hole in the wall bar. And so I love watching that behind the scenes documentary on that, because that's the era I saw where he's like drunk, where he's like in the kilt drunk, like a fucking belligerent idiot. It's just, I love it, dude. I didn't get to see Pantera, and I certainly didn't get to see Pantera in their prime or Phil in their prime, but I can at least say that I saw a band like this in their prime, because this is kind of like the next generation Slayer or Lamb of God, whatever, kinda. And so, yeah, this is the closest I can get to saying like I saw Slayer during the Rain and Blood tour, or so I kind of hold on to that, and but I love it. So, circling it back to, they're doing an anniversary tour with Mastodon, and it's the anniversary of Ashes of the Wake, and they're going to play the whole record, and which is great, dude. That might get my, because I haven't seen him I saw him so many damn times. I've probably seen Lamb of God at least 10 times, at least.
I've seen him four times, I think.
You know what I mean? And I saw him on every single fucking run they did, all the way through, all the way up through the Sacrament album. And then I saw him twice or 3 times on the Wrath circuit. I saw him in China, which is a fucking insane. I saw him in Beijing, and then saw him back home. I think maybe there's a third one, but at least twice. Saw him at Guar, And then I didn't see him with the next one because that's when Randy went to prison, so I didn't see him on Resolution. And this is where they started dipping. And then I didn't like Sturm und Drang that much at all, so I didn't see him on that tour. I take it back. I did see him once in the Sturm und Drang tour because they played in town and they had Corrosion of Conformity as direct support. I'm like, all right, I'll fucking go for Corrosion of Conformity. So I saw him, but I have to admit it was boring. I'm like, I've seen these sets, man. It just, they started like Slayer going through the motions. Like,
Yeah.
all right, it's like now we're getting these like albums that are just like carbon, like they're emulating themselves. They're not as good though, and the sets are boring because it's just like the fucking same songs. And but the last album, Omens, really brought me back. I love Omens, dude. I think it's, to me, it kind of reminds me of like more of this era. And so now I'm kind of interested, but I'm not sold yet. But now that they're doing this tour where they're going to play this album, I might be back now. And they're playing here.
I'm gonna go see them when they come here because Kerry King's gonna be there too. So.
Yeah, well, they're playing here too. It would be, yeah. I gotta figure it out. But it just sucks.
Tickets are only what? Oh, $55. That ain't bad.
Yeah, I want to get good seats, to be honest with you. But
We
they're
don't
playing.
have seats at ours, so
Oh, you don't?
no.
They're playing. They're playing our Arizona Federal Theater, which is my favorite. I love it, dude. It's such a great venue. But the upper decker is seats, and I think the whole bottom level will be floor. So it is. You know, there are different seats.
This is like an
But-
amphitheater, I think. Yeah.
I love theaters, dude, because there's not really a bad seat in the house. I like the way theaters, because they're designed for music and performances.
Mhm.
So but anyway, I'm gonna try and go see them. I'm gonna go see Opeth for the first time. I've still never seen Opeth.
Oh, I saw them in like a 300-person club, dude. They were
Dude,
awesome.
I've never, and I'm the one that got taught in Opeth.
Yeah.
I got into Opeth it's almost about 20 years ago now, and yeah, I can't believe they're like one of those bands that I had an obsessive period over that I didn't get to see. And I missed out. They did a co-headline run with Mastodon a few years ago, and I could have went, but it's like, I don't know, man. I just didn't. I'm like, I'm not as hot on Opeth as I used to be. Like their new albums, like I'm one of those guys where it's like, Watershed and before. Like I haven't been like the biggest fan of like their Jethro Tull prog.
Yeah, it's not great.
But the thing is weird is I love that music. I normally love that era of progressive rock, and I like the sound they're chasing. But for some reason, it's like how people felt with Metallica if you were around back then, going into the 90s Load thing. I get it. So for me, it's like that's not my Metallica. But so for me, it's not my Opeth. And I just could never really bond with it. So, and I know that they play a lot of that shit now. So that's the only thing I'm worried about is like, I'm probably going to go there. They might play one or two of the classics, but it's going to be a lot of the newer stuff. Cause I know Michael Ackerfeld doesn't really do the growl much anymore. He doesn't do it. He doesn't have any interest in doing it. He doesn't do it on the records for the last
Did he lose his growl or what?
Probably, but he probably just doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't do it. I don't think he can do it as well. He probably tore his voice up. He just wanted to move on, but like, so pretty much he hasn't done the growl thing since Heritage, which is in 11. So it's been like 13 fucking years, and so I have a feeling they've had like 4 or 5 fucking records, 5 records that are like in that new era. That I'm not. I have a couple of them. I'm just not super versed in them. It's just they don't grab me. But so I think if I looked at the set lists, it's probably a lot of that stuff. Maybe like they'll play like 1 or 2 staples from the old days, and he'll do some screaming. But I feel like I missed the boat on seeing like my Opeth. But I'm gonna take what I can get, just because I never got to see him.
I got to see your Opeth.
No, you didn't. You saw him fucking new it. You saw new Opeth, motherfucker.
Oh, he was still growling when I went, man.
Yeah, but I would have liked to have seen the set. Let's look at the set list. What show is that? What year?
That's what I'm trying to look up.
Where was it at?
Bourbon Theater in Lincoln, Nebraska.
What year?
I'm looking it up. I don't remember. Was it 2010?
No, it would have been after that. Because you saw, because Heritage, when they came out with a new sound, was in 11. and this is after that. So let me see if I can. I'll find it.
Oh, here it is. I found it.
What year? 13? 13.
13. Yeah.
All right, so let's look at the set list.
Here, I'll present it.
Okay, go ahead and present it. Let me stop this. Yeah, so this is 13. They probably had like their second album of this whole new era, so they probably still had to pull from the old catalog a lot more. So the Devil's Orchard, that was off Heritage. Goes to Perdition, so he would have had to have growled in that.
Yep,
White
yep.
Cluster was old school. Hope Leaves is like that's from Damnation, so he's singing, which is a great album. Atonement, that's also a ballad. That's from Atonement's from yes, that's a ballad too. Deliverance, that's a heavy one. Hessian Peel, yeah, there's some growling in that. That's good. Hack's Process, that's the new record. Demon of the Fall, that's a classic track. So that's the metal thing. Heir Apparent has got the metal. Yeah, Blackwater Park. So it's about 50-50.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is probably still okay because I think what was the record after Heritage? They had 2 records since, but now they've had like fucking 5 or 6.
I haven't listened to the past whatever records.
Let's curious.
Their live at Red Rocks though is awesome.
Pull up Opeth 2023. Just pull up Opeth on this website, and let's look at a more modern set list. Go by the band. Yeah, Opeth. This is all really exciting to you guys, I bet. Hold on. What year is this?
2023.
Okay, click on it. All right, so let's see what we got here. Goes to Perdition, awesome. Demon of the Fall, awesome. Eternal Rains Will Come, that's a newer track. Under the Weeping Moon, awesome. Window Pane, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They're about Harvest, awesome. But even though these Window Pane, Harvest, Under the these are still ballads from the classic albums. But that's okay, they're awesome. Black Rose Immortal, wow, that's an early one. Burden, another ballad, but awesome song. But The More, awesome. Devil's Orchard, Altering Slut, that's from the last album. Sorceress and okay, this isn't too bad.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of all over the map, and I'd say there's only Sorceress, track 11 is from the last album, Devil's Orchard. Wow, it's only 3 modern songs, and everything else is like Watershed before. All right, so now I'm excited.
Yeah.
All right, so maybe I'm not giving him enough credit, but I do notice it's strategic that there's a lot of ballady stuff in here. He's not screaming that much, which is fine.
Yeah.
I don't have to. I just want the classic tracks, man. Because but Ghost of Perdition, he goes hard. Demon of the Fall, he goes hard. Oh, Eternal Rains Will Come. That's a newer track. Under the Weeping Moon, he does it a bit.
But that's day 3. So is this? Oh no, they're different places in Mexico.
Yeah, they're not really changing the set list. Go to they did a tour with Mastodon. I wonder what that was. I'm gonna find that. Sorry guys, this is probably real interesting to you guys, but I'm into it. Open Mastodon tour 2022. Mesa. They played Mesa. So let's look up Opeth Mesa 2022. That'll be their co-headline tour with Mastodon. I just feel like with that tour they would have went like kind of proggy. Set list. Click set list. No, search it. Search. You put set list on there. All right. Maybe it's okay. So it was a co-headline, so it was kind of shortened. So the first track is from their last album. Don't get me wrong, like I want to listen to I know they all sound different, all their new records, but they're just I've spun them all once, and it's like, they're pleasing to the ear. I just can't. I want to try and get into them. But the first track is the new one. Demon of the Fall, good. Cusp of Eternity is newer. Devil's Orchard's newer. Drapery Falls is good. Window Pane obviously is good. Sorceress is newer. And Deliverance. So they played 4 classic tracks. So half of it's classic. And even out of their classic tracks, only one of them is a ballad, Window Pane. So I'll take it, whatever. So I'm looking forward to seeing them. And I'm going to see them in the winter, I think. They're playing like a small place I haven't been to, a venue. Or no, a mid-size. I think it's going to be like 1,000 holder.
Does Porcupine Tree ever tour?
They didn't tour America on their newest album,
No.
which I would love to see him. And I know Steven Wilson came solo like 5 years ago, and I didn't get to go. Tickets sold out, and then Scalpers got them. But I would love to go see Porcupine Tree real bad. I want them to come here. I feel like that's one I'd have to travel for because I don't know if they're really gonna. If they do come back, they're probably gonna do select shows and. But I would, man. Did you ever give that live album a spin? I shared with you.
I haven't listened to it yet. I haven't been listening to any music as of late. So
You should listen to it, and it'll give you a good sampler platter of like all their albums because it's just the best set list ever. But yeah, you only really listen to one album, man. Like their new album's fucking awesome. You know, their comeback album. So you should, dig into that. But let's wrap it up. I gotta go get some dinner. This is fun. It was fun to shoot the breeze, guys. And thank you guys for joining us. And we will check you guys out next time. Bye bye.